And what I want to talk about this weekend is this blockage that every single one of us has that causes us to live distant from God, divided from one another, and for most of us, a joyless life. The manger that Jesus was laying in as soon as he was born should catch our attention. That what a manger is it's this trough, this open trough that animals would eat out of, eat their hay out of. This was not the type of place that you would lay a newborn baby. Even in Jesus's day, this was not the type of place that you would lay a newborn baby. It should catch our attention that the Savior of the world, the Lord, the Messiah, Luke makes it abundantly clear by using those three terms that this new little baby is royalty. He's kingly, he's majestic, he's mighty, and yet he was born in a manger. I did a little research on where celebrities and royalty and the global elite are having their babies, and these places are nothing like a manger in the little town of Bethlehem. Cedars-Sinai Hospital in LA, this is where Kim Kardashian and Beyonce have their kids, okay? 3-room, 5-star suite, okay? So some of you dads who have slept, you know that little bench that you slept on? You're like, oh my gosh, a 3-room, 5-star suite, like with full beds and everything, right? 3-room, 5-star suite, deep soaking jacuzzi tub, in-room manis and petties, and a blowout, I believe that's a hair thing, before you leave the hospital. I'm assuming so you look good when the paparazzi are waiting on you to take pictures. I don't know if you've experienced that. I never have. That is about the farthest thing from this. And yet I think we can all agree that Jesus is a bigger deal than all of them combined, right? And when Jesus was born in a manger, early Christians remembered this verse. And from them, they understood the manger is meant to help us know God, to understand him better. We have forgotten who he is. When it comes to God's position and his power, he stands far above all else. But when it comes to God's posture, he lowers himself for the good of the world. You could say it simply like this: God is a humble God. So often as we go through our lives, we can kind of think that God is a harsh God, that God is a hard God, that God is a distant God or a disappointed God. And the manger is there to remind us that no, I am a humble God who's not afraid to get close to those that I came to save. He's giving us some imagery that helps us understand how he longs to exist in our lives. And this also should catch our attention because we are not manger makers, we are throne builders. That's how we live our lives. That's how our human nature has determined things for us, but it's also how our culture encourages things in us, is to become a throne builder from the minute you come out of the womb. The little child who says to their mom, I want to do it my way, is a throne builder who's saying, I want to be independent. I want to live life my way. Leave me alone. We have set out on a relentless pursuit of building thrones in order to find joy in our lives. And we are in many ways a more powerful, a more influential, a more affluent generation than the world has ever seen. And yet we are also in many ways more unhappy and further from God. Will Smith wrote a memoir last year entitled Will. And he says this when it comes to building our thrones. He says, the thing about money and sex and success is that when you don't have them, you can justify your misery. You can say things like, if I had money, sex, or success, I'd feel great. However misguided that may be, it psychologically permeates as hope. He says, but once you are rich, famous, and successful, and you're still unhappy, the terrifying thought begins to lurk in, maybe the problem is me. I believe that when it comes down to it, joy is born in the humble heart. Joy isn't born on a throne. It's not born in the lives that have been constructed to be impressive, or to be comfortable, or to be easy, or to be right. God gives grace to the humble, not because he's trying to just put us in our place, not because he finds pleasure in crushing us. God gives grace to the humble because that's the level he operates on. He goes low, and he invites us to go lower. We think that going higher is where we find our freedom. Going higher is where we find our joy, and God says, not at all. It's the low who live the best. It's the low, humble heart where joy can be born.